What up, world? It's your host, Andre X. This is the Where Are We podcast. I'm here with the guy behind the wall. We got Yanti with the panties in the back. We got Chelley Marie as our special guest today. Make some noise. All the way from... And she drove from Dorchester. It's just not easy in the cold. You heard?
I actually walked here.
Oh, my God.
From Dorchester.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was...
And I believe it because she has bare feet.
I was about to say that.
I don't mean like her feet are bare. I mean she has bare feet.
I killed a bear for these while I was walking here.
Revelation.
That's hilarious, yo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yo, for y'all that don't know or just started watching the show, every first 5 minutes of the show, we roll up with the world. So stop doing what you're doing. Stop cooking. Stop watching your kids. Stop fucking your girl and looking at Netflix. Turn on the YouTube and watch us. If you could put your finger right here. You, right here. Yo. Subscribe, motherfuckers. Subscribe.
Subscribe,
Yeah, let's get
like,
all that.
comment.
Yeah, let's get all the crazy shit out the way. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. I'm gonna show you how I fast roll. Look at this. Bam.
Magic.
I am fucking amazing, yo. So
Houdini right here.
yeah, man. So okay, so you know it's very rare that we get women on the show, and like I'm very excited because we like to ask questions to like figure out women. You know what I mean? But
Never works out.
yeah. But
Of course. You guys are, it's men.
yeah. So yeah, you know, the first 5 minutes of the show we roll up. So like I like to talk about like vices or like things like habits you have to do like to get your day going. Like me, I have to smoke. I have to smoke when I wake up. I have to smoke before I go to sleep. Like that's just my thing. Do you have any vices like that are like, I mean, you can do unhealthy ones or healthy. It's up to you.
To start my day, I have two. One is an unhealthy one. One is a more healthy one that I'm getting better at. The unhealthy one is scrolling on TikTok.
Oh my God.
It's bad. I'm trying to get better at it. Like, you could ask my best friend. Like, I send like 20 TikToks in like a minute. It's bad. It's so bad.
Why do you think? Because like, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wake up in the middle of the night and I can see a light like this. I look to the right and it's my girl on TikTok.
Oh my, I don't know.
3
like,
o'clock in the morning. She
Oh,
can't go
yeah.
to sleep.
Oh yeah, I have a pretty. I go to sleep early. Like
She
will,
goes to sleep
I
early
knock
too, but
out.
she wakes up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like I can't sleep, and then she's on it.
That's literally my best friends. Like I will send them throughout the day or in the morning, and then I'll wake up to go to the bathroom at like 2 a.m. and then I'll have her or my other friend Kai. They'll send me TikToks. They be the night owls with the TikToks.
That's crazy.
They be missing me during the day shift because I be sitting them through. Like
That's
at
wild.
work or when I wake up. But when I wake up, honestly, it's just like comical. Like my TikTok for you page is pretty funny. So it's just a bunch of nonsense. So it like kind of helps. But my other healthy mantra is I play it's a guy on YouTube. He has a playlist. It's Bobby Nasinga.
Okay.
So he has a bunch of different playlists like Falling in Love with Your Life, Falling in Love
I
with
like
Yourself.
that.
Like he has different playlists and it's a lot of like R&B, neo soul music. So sometimes I'll play that while I'm getting ready, which helps my day get better. Or I'll do a meditation for 5 minutes. I don't do that often.
Yeah.
But the playlist, yes. Music or TikToks definitely starts my day.
Okay, I like that. Are you? What's your nationality?
I'm Black and Cape Verdean.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, so Cape Verdean is Cape Verde it's called?
Cape Verde.
Cape Verde.
So
is that,
Cape
is that in
Verde-
Caribbean, right?
Like it's like Africa.
It's like okay, it's not.
So it's not Caribbean.
It's not like Trinidad.
No.
Okay.
No.
okay.
No. So I'm half African American, half Cape Verdean. I do not speak Creole. I'm gonna say it now.
Okay.
So if you don't ask, I know like the basics. You know, como estás, tadretu,
Yeah.
how you doing, good you. Like I know the basics,
Mhm.
but I do not speak it fluently. I grew up predominantly with my African American side of the family. So
Okay. No, I only asked that because like I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican, so all my
que lo que.
sisters, hey, que lo que, lo mío. All my sisters and aunts and you know my moms, they all would wake up and there'd be music playing somewhere somehow, like there's salsa playing, merengue or something. You know, they're doing their hair, they're cleaning. It's always music playing. So
I feel like it's like a African, like American, like it's a cultural thing, especially if you are Caribbean or you are African or African descent. Like it is a cultural thing because like my mom always play R&B when she's cooking, when she's cleaning. Like that's the thing. Like especially for my family. My family's like we are living around music, so like we'll get more into it, but like I have an older sibling who passed who did music. My sister, she loves music.
Like when you say do music, like were they musicians or were they artists?
He freestyled. He was a rapper.
Oh, nice.
So he loved music. That's kind of why I who introduced me to rap, him. And then I have another brother. His name's Prince Smooth. I'm not sure if you guys ever heard of him, but he's also from Dorchester. He makes music as well. My uncle does spoken word.
Nice.
My mom, like, she grew up dancing. I grew up dancing. So like,
what kind of dancing? My daughter dances. That's why.
Oh, I did. So most of my life I did hip hop. So I did a lot of hip hop groups, but I did ballet, tap, jazz, African, modern. I done all types of dancing in dance school, which really wasn't my favorite. Hip hop was always my favorite.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna go to Boston Arts Academy for dance.
Oh,
Fun
nice.
fact.
I just last summer I took my daughter to Juilliard. She got into like this 1-day program.
That's dope.
Yeah, and she was there with like kids from all around the world. It was
How
really
old
cool.
is she?
She's 12 now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How long has she been dancing?
Since she was 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's a pro.
Professionally, like in a dance team, maybe 5 years out of those, because like the first, when she was 3, she was just going to my program because I was teaching music at a program, and they had a dance thing there, and she would just sit there and watch them, and then she'll just start doing it, and she was really short.
You're a fast learner.
Yeah, she learned so fast, and she's really short. So as she got like 8, 9, she still looked like she was 5. You know what I mean? So she looked really good. Like within the big girls, she was killing it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, I think the dance and like the music, like that inspiration, like the creativity in the household, that keeps people going, man. So you talk about having siblings. Are your parents together too?
No. So my dad is actually married. My mom and my dad haven't been together like since I was born, probably like 2.
Okay, so you kind of never had them together. Like.
Yeah, I grew up in a single parent household with my mom and my siblings. I'm my dad's only child though. So,
okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Are you cool with that?
We're okay.
Okay, yeah.
We're okay.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel that.
That's all I can really say.
Yeah.
We all got daddy issues.
Yeah, we all got daddy issues.
You know, they happen. They happen to the best of us. That's why I rap so good, you know? But yeah, like I grew up mainly with my mom. I lived with my dad like for high school. So I transitioned out of Boston public schools to Stoneham.
That's a good tiger. You need a man to be like, nigga, they no nigga coming in my house. Like you definitely need a guy like that. I get that.
But it's funny because it was like a disconnect because I was a teenager. So it was like we talked, but we didn't talk as much. Me and my stepmom were so close. Like I love her to death. Like cool. I will say, like I know a lot of people have like evil stepmothers. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't have that. Love her. That's like my best friend. Like I would call her my mom for like anything. Me and my dad, we didn't really talk as much, but we would still like we'll go out every other Saturday, go out to the mall, stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And do stuff like that. But
was like, your dad a talker anyways? Like because if you're not talking was he a talker to other people?
He's a talker. But I think I was a teenager, so I was like so used to a different environment with my mom. Oh. And I don't think he was really used to having to take care of a child because I'm his only child. So like if you're not predominantly taking care of this teenager, it's like I'm at that age where it's like I think I know everything and it's like
I can take care of myself.
Yeah.
I just need to live here.
Yeah, so it was like I think it was like a bit of a disconnect. And I think that's where our kind of like differences started to show a little bit more because I started becoming more womanly and understanding like our dynamic and having my issues with it. And I don't think that was something that he could handle because it was like, he's a man, you know, I'm your dad. And, you know, even with our parents, I feel like that generation, like they're stuck in that, like I'm the adult. Like seniority rules everything, but it's like boundaries are a big thing too. So I think at that point, that's when things started like hitting the fan between us a little bit more. And then like once I got to like leaving high school, that's when it was like, all right, I'm an adult. Now I'm starting to realize a lot of shit that I don't appreciate. So it's like, now it's different, but we've come to realization of who we both are. And I think we've accepted that in the best way possible.
What's one thing you think you learned from your dad? Whether it's like something you learned from like what you didn't get from him, or is it something that you learned from like watching? You know, just it could be anything.
I will say independence a lot. I feel like I've learned that in both ways from both my mom and my dad, but I feel like with having my dad, I had to learn to be independent a lot because my mom was a single mother who struggled with 4 kids versus my dad who was married with 1 kid that wasn't a primary parent. I learned to do a lot on my own. Like, you know, trying to help my mom a little bit more and be there for her in ways that, you know, she needed. And then expecting a certain relationship from him that I wouldn't get. So it was like, he made it a thing to like, you need to work for your shit. Like, you need to, like, I'm not going to just give you anything just because you're my daughter. You have to work for it. And part of me, I wish it wasn't like that.
My dad was like that with me too, though.
I mean, it's a yes and a no.
Yeah.
Because there's a sense of like, how much struggle do you have to do as a young lady? And I've been through a lot of struggling with my mom, you know?
Yeah.
So I've seen struggle. I've been through struggle. I've been through struggle on my own when I didn't have to. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
facing adversity, I'll say that more so than independence. And just realizing that you can't expect just anybody or be entitled to just anything from anybody. It doesn't matter who they are to you. You kind of have to like make it shake for yourself, like really. So that's what I've learned, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like when parents like give you those lessons, they're not actually telling you like they're giving you like the lesson from like just like a one point of view, you know? And instead of like thinking about the other opportunities that can happen around what they didn't do. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly like where I was getting at, like too, like you said, like they're so used to, well, when I was your age, I had to go through this and I had to deal with that.
That's a lot of projection, right? And
yeah.
Me, do you have any kids?
No, I don't.
All right. So me as a father, I try my best not to project because I want to. And projection also means like, oh, I'm gonna give them the life I never had. That's projection, because then I start trying to fill in holes of things that I wanted as a kid, you know, with my daughter, and it starts like, you know, like it starts putting disappointment in my head, in myself, because I have expectations that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this so that she can do this, you know, and then it doesn't happen. I'm like, fuck, what did I do wrong? Like, you know what I mean?
It's like a double-edged sword in a sense.
Yeah.
And I feel that because I don't have kids, but I work in BPS, so I work with kids, and a lot of them grew up in same like areas as me or having similar backgrounds. So it's so funny because I see how they are and I'm like, I wasn't like this when I was a kid. Like the kids now are more advanced and it's like they'll make terrible ass decisions and they'll do some dumb shit. I'll be like,
but she just said that they're more advanced. Like,
and that's the thing. It's like,
and they have more information than they ever.
And that's the thing. It's like there's so much access to so much that they shouldn't like even be aware of at this age, but also like me being an adult, I feel like there's things that I should have known as a kid. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like you said, like the projection, like far as like understanding mental health, understanding boundaries, understanding like using your voice and how to use it, vocabulary, things like that. Like, I feel like when you're a kid, you're just told to be a kid.
Right.
Like, even if it's
or shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Even
so you don't have a voice in the house.
Even if it's a simple question as like, oh, what is like, I remember like you being a child and just being like, oh, like sex. And it's like, oh, don't talk about that. Like that's grown. And it's like, but it's a honest question. Kids are curious. Like, you know, they're going to ask those things. Like, you might not be ready to have those conversations or even things that your parents didn't understand and you would question them on it. And now they're like, stay in a child's place because they don't know the answers. Yeah. And now it's not really you're not ready for that conversation. It's, I don't have the knowledge to tell you what you're asking me. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so like, then that becomes a thing. But like, far as like the projection part of it is just like me, like, I don't want to be that teacher that's like, oh, well, when I was your age, but like, I tell them because like, I'm not that old, but I'm also not that young. But I remember being in similar spaces as them, but they all know I do music and stuff like that. They know I cook. So they enjoy that part of me because I can be a big ass kid. So they love like making TikToks with me, all types of shit. We'll like talk, but they also know like, and I think that was like hard at first. Like, I would set boundaries with them. Like, I'll be cool with them and then they'll start turning up. I'll be like, yo, respect is earned. You respect me, I respect you. Simple. Y'all don't want to respect me, don't ask me for nothing. And there'll be times I'll come.
You're the youngest?
What? No, I'm talking about like the kids at my job.
Oh,
yeah, I am the youngest sibling though. But with them, and at first they're like, okay, whatever, like you're a sub, you're not gonna come back. But I still showed up for them, and they're like, oh, so like they know now. Like when I be like, don't ask me for nothing, I'll go cold for a second, like not too cold, but enough where they understand like. I can be cordial with you and I can use like the lingo with y'all and be like trip out and you know crash out, use all these lingo with y'all.
I'll show up with Mad Riz.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'll say like I'll talk to them like literally and they'll just be like, oh my God, Miss Michelle's mad funny, like you know. But then when I really turn up like and that they're like, oh shit, like damn, she's serious.
Yeah.
But now it's to a point where they understand that. Like so they'll come like, yo, mine just 6th grade. 6th grade has a lot of drama.
My daughter's in 6th grade. I know it's mad drama right now.
It's so much drama. Like it's tea. Like and then my niece is in 7th. My niece is in 7th grade. So then she has like a bunch of like tea with her. But
it's so funny.
Like they'll come up to me like, yo, there's this one little boy. I love him to death. He's so funny. Like our first week with him, me and him had got into it off rip. And something I learned about him was he turned up more when he wasn't wrong. And back to that conversation about kids understanding boundaries. These kids understand boundaries and they understand that, no, you're not going to just come at me when I know I didn't do anything wrong. Sometimes he be wrong. Sometimes he don't like holding himself accountable, but sometimes he doesn't, you know, he's not wrong. So he's in his right, you know, but learning how to control his emotions is something that I be telling him.
Man.
So I've taught him that.
That should be a class. In
oh yeah. I think he got in trouble for like swearing at the girls or whatever at gym so he couldn't go to gym. And then like
Allegedly.
Right. So like me and him had a conversation. I told him, I'm like, you have to learn to control your emotions a little bit more, especially with women. Like you don't want to just be, I'm like, how would you feel if someone talked to your mom like that? Like, I wouldn't like it. I'm like, exactly. So you have to learn how to control your emotions. And also like, you have to understand that sometimes people project onto you. So like, you know, you're not stupid. You know, you don't look like this. You know, like you don't have to respond.
I say that a lot to the kids. I'm like, yo, you know your mom's not a bitch, right?
Listen,
like why are you upset when they call your mom a bitch? You know your mom's not a bitch. I met your mom. She's nice. Relax.
Like she's cool. Like, and then with him, he's like, I think it was like another day. The girls come up to me and like I tell them too, because I'm like, you guys gotta stop arguing with the boys. Like let them talk. Like some boys are stupid. Like just let them talk. So then they come to me. They're like, oh, like they were talking about us, but we didn't say nothing and blah, blah, blah. So I went up to him. I'm like, yo, I heard that he informed them that his friend was talking about them. So I said, oh, so you weren't? He said, nope. I knew I got in trouble last time. So Miss Michelle, I didn't say nothing respectfully. I was like, all right, I respect that. But also I'm going to teach you a life lesson. You don't throw your mans under the bus.
Yeah,
you don't do that because now you're creating attention and that's also your friend. So you don't want to throw him under the bus. And he's like, you're right. So like he's learning that, you know, it takes a village and that's something that I'm learning with kids. But back to like the whole conversation of like how our childhood and our adulthood like meshes, it still makes sense.
As a youngest sibling, like what's the age difference?
So I'm 28. My brother just turned 33. And then my sister
is... not that far, okay.
Yeah, so me and him are closer in age. And then my sister and my oldest brother, he would have been 36, I want to say. They're closer in age. My sister is in her 40s. So they're closer in age. And then me and my other brother were closer in age. Okay. So a few years on each other.
What's one thing you learned from like it doesn't have to be a traumatic experience, but what's like one experience that like you learned with your family, you're like, okay, this is something I'm going to take with me for the rest of my life, you know, like I need this thing that I'm taking from this family if I'm going to go do something else, you know what I mean?
Sense of humor.
Yes.
Sense of humor. Like I feel like me and my family are fucking clowns. Like I feel like that definitely, especially like even though it's like it's not traumatic, but it is traumatic because you use your humor for trauma. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like me and my family, we've been through a lot, but the epicenter of everything is always laughing. Like even when me and my siblings go through our differences or we're not talking, don't let me see something funny, because the first person that's gonna come to me, yo, I gotta call my brother, or I gotta call the teacher, I gotta call my sister, I gotta call somebody, my mom. Like those are like the first people. Like if it's not my friends, it's like I gotta call my family. They would find this fucking hilarious, and it might not even be funny to other people.
Yeah,
it might
like
be some fucked up
they'll
shit.
understand the humor. Because
like I can't lie, my oldest brother's funeral.
You haven't said one word, but you're gonna cough. That's fucked up.
He agrees. He agrees.
Yo, I've been holding that in. You don't know for how long. Leave me alone.
My oldest brother's funeral, we found humor in that shit. There was something funny happening. Like my oldest brother, his nickname was Bandana Cash. He was a rapper. So for his funeral, we didn't do the traditional like suits and black and stuff like that. We wore t-shirts with his face on it and sneakers and black and yellow because those are the colors he would wear. So again, remember the name is Bandana Cash. My sister's friend walked in that funeral, straight in, serious as hell. Bandanas on his elbows, bandana on his neck, bandana on his head, bandana on his ankles, bandanas on his knees, and we all started dying laughing because it was like we appreciated the representation, but it was the fact that he had so many fucking bandanas on. Like it was so fucking hilarious.
I'm just picturing it right now.
Like he just came in, and we're the ones that should be grieving, and we all just start bust out laughing.
Rambo.
He meant it.
Rambo.
He meant it. And he represented as he should, but that shit was
funny.
hilarious. But yeah, like humor.
It's hard. Not to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Funerals are like, I'm such a funny, like, I like to be funny.
Yeah.
So like to go to funerals, like, it's hard for me because like, one, if I don't know the person and I'm seeing people cry, some people have ugly crying faces. So sometimes like, fuck, you know? And then like, sometimes it's so quiet, like the chairs make noises.
Yeah.
And like, I'll just be like, and see who notices. I'm like, because like, yo, like, I don't know. For me, like, how about this? A perfect example, Knowledge, who passed away. Rest in peace, King. My boy Knowledge passed away.
Rest in peace, Mr. 2K5.
In his funeral, his wake, everybody went. They did all the crying in the funeral home. As soon as you go to the back, there was a DJ. Like it was like it was
it's like a shock.
It was like hilarious to me because I was like, this is exactly what he wants. You know what I mean? This is exactly how.
Yeah.
Like, so it wasn't hilarious like and like funny, but like like an irony. You know?
No,
what I mean?
wow. Like if he only knew, like
everybody knows you from like going to the club, and go to parties, listen to your songs, and when you die, you make sure everyone's partying to your shit when you leave.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is.
So I love him for that. So.
Listen, we went to a funeral together, me and my best friend, and it was pretty fucking hilarious. Like, and when I say hilarious, like back to what you were saying, it's just the authenticity of it. Is like when you grow up, you hear like funerals are supposed to be so serious and so sad and so very somber. But like when I think funerals are like more like it's more of a celebration of like a homegoing. You get what I'm saying? Where
we're sending you
carry it to who you are.
Yeah.
Like I want my funeral to be who I am. Like I don't want people coming in there on some like I need to hear all the fun, like talk about me. This is my funeral. This is my day. Yeah. No one better show out too much.
Yeah.
Because I might
come back,
pop out the casket. Because this is my moment. Talk about the funny shit that I've ever said.
I want everyone to show up in clown shoes.
I'm crying. If someone did, I'd be here for it.
And I want little messages. Like I'm gonna say a whole bunch of like crazy shit and put it on paper. And if I pass away, you guys cut them out and put them inside balloons, and you guys all have to show up and pop a balloon and then read the message out loud.
Listen, or my friends can make a rap. My friends can make a song, make a track. I'm here for it. Make a track, perform it at the funeral type shit.
At my funeral, you guys have to set up a studio session.
Literally.
And
get it poppin'.
and then hit my stomach so I go so that
Yo.
something.
Hit my stomach is crazy.
You get something to pump with you the whole time.
Yo, yeah. At my funeral, you have to dance bachata with me.
Yeah, I'm crying. I literally was just watching this.
I can't wait. I mean, I can't.
I can't wait. It's crazy.
I can wait. But I'm sorry. I can wait. Relax. I can wait. But I need to. I hope I can see it. You know what I mean? Like,
I hope I can see it.
I hope like I just.
Someone hold your eyes open.
You know what I have to do?
No, I can't.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have to set up like when I'm older, when I know like I'm almost gonna go, I'm gonna set it up and just like record it and then watch it just so I have the memory before I go, so I know that I did that. I don't know. What do you think? That's a little far.
Well, I think that's pretty hilarious.
You wanna record it?
It's actually like very hilarious, but it's like who was it? This TikToker. TikToker. But let me not call her TikToker. She has a podcast. She also is a doula. She does a lot of different things. Like she's actually pretty hilarious. But she was literally on her podcast just talking about how like at her funeral she wants to be propped up. And like people are gonna look into the casket and they're gonna be like, "Where's Jamila?" And she's gonna be in the back propped up. And that shit was
like
so
Jesus.
funny.
She's behind the bushes like this.
Like, hey, I'm here.
Yo, behind the bushes like this.
Yo, I thought that shit was funny as hell.
That is funny.
I'm like, that's
hilarious.
pretty hilarious.
I like that, man. I like that.
But yeah, enough about funerals.
Let's talk about music because I was looking at your page and I was I was like, okay, I like this a little bit. It's not about like I'm popping my pussy all the time and my shit's dripping. It's like it's more.
We pop our pussies.
Yeah. So there was a mixture of a lot of things there. What about music is keeping you in it?
I'm overall creative. Also like I've come to realize that music, like obviously, like I told you, like music has been embedded in me through family.
Yeah.
But I didn't start off doing music. Like I started off doing makeup. Like I'm such a girly girl. I randomly decided that I wanted to rap. It was a YB and Namir beat, rubbing off the paint. That was like his first like hit, and I was like, bet I'm about to write a rap. I wrote it. It sounded good. I had my brother bring me to the studio, and then I wrote another one, and then. Yeah, everyone was just like, nah, like
snowball effect. I like that.
Like, you're actually good. And I was like, I actually am.
Yeah.
And I think eventually at that moment I was going through a dark period of my life. And I was also like I was 21. So I just turned 21. So I was literally just trying to figure out who I was. And music brought me confidence. And a lot of people would consider me to be a confident person, which I consider myself to be very confident, but
you kind of have to be in music.
Yeah, but with my music, to
record it and let people hear it, like you have to be kind of confident.
Yeah, but with my music, it like gave a different type of amplifying like of my confidence, where it's like now that confidence is exuding to other women or other men, like other people are listening to my music and feeling better about themselves.
Oh, that's cool.
And even for me, there were times where I didn't feel the best about myself, but my songs you couldn't tell, or like my performances you couldn't tell, videos you can't really tell.
No, sometimes sometimes we're going through shit. Like I remember one time I was showing my girl an album that I did. And when the album was done, it wasn't tears. I was crying. And she's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Yo, like this whole album, like I just realized, like I just wanted to be loved, and I'm rapping about it and singing about it. This whole album, like all you hear is like, this is what this is the kind of girl I want. This is what I wanted, and like I can't have it, but this is like." And it went through a whole little series, but I didn't think about it like that. I just made the songs. I heard the album like randomly with my girl, and I'm crying because I'm like, "Yo, this is my therapy. I put all my life in the songs, and I had no idea that I did that." And then when I'm listening to it, I'm reminiscing about, oh, this shit, like I manifested all this shit. Like, look where I'm at right now. Like, it's scary.
It is, and I'm getting to that point of being vulnerable in my music.
Mm-hmm. And you should be.
Like I said, like a lot of it was very like heavy hitter. Like no one can stop me. I'm that bitch. I'm a boss ass bitch. Period. Still am. But like there were times internally where I'm like, what the fuck, you're a loser. Like what the fuck are you doing? Like you're not doing shit. You're not where you need to be. Like, I was hard on myself. I still can be sometimes, but like, so a lot of my music was to make sure no one saw that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like it was like a shield for me. Now I've like tapped into more of this like soft side of me and vulnerability part of me over the last like couple of years, where I've started making more R&B music. I started singing more. Like even with singing, like I'm still getting comfortable with that because that is such a touchy spot for me. Like it's like I'm like not comfortable hearing my voice, but also a lot of the songs that I make are very about like heartbreak or like shit that I went through. Like even making songs about what I've went through. I think my most emotional song was my song Myself. That was dedicated to my older brother, and it was also like basically a song from the older version of me to the newer version of me. And that was probably my most like emotional song, and I feel like that doesn't even scratch the surface of everything that I've endured. So that's something that I'm gonna work on more of this year, is being more vulnerable with my music, but also like, yeah, I feel like it's just like being a voice overall has kept me in music. I have a powerful voice, and it speaks volumes to other people. It travels, and I'm proud of that. And that's not something that I want to keep quiet about. I'm not a quiet person.
Yeah.
I'm a yapper, queen yapper. So like,
Queen Yap.
I'm a yap on the fucking track all day, every day. So yeah.
I like that.
You mind singing something for us?
That's crazy.
Look,
That was wild. That's a wild question.
It froze.
We never do that.
It froze.
So ask him. Ask him to sing something.
Yeah. Feliz Navidad.
Oh, you don't know that
Feliz
song.
Navidad.
Oh, hey. Do a duet.
There you go. I got her to
She took
sing.
your
She
Spanish
sang.
card.
What do you mean?
I know, like right now, for like me being a male in the game, like an artist myself, like, and seeing all the women come up, it's like it's not scary at all. I love it, but it's also like overwhelming. You know, it's like there's a lot of like, you know, like when rappers would like have girls in their videos and their ass was shaking. Like I felt overwhelmed when that was happening too.
Oh wow.
You know, so like now when there's like a lot of rapper girls like doing that, it's just like, damn, that's a lot of ass happening.
A lot of ass.
Yes,
here.
and like, you know, it's and like sometimes I'm like, I want to get to know the artist, you know what I mean, like,
Yeah.
without seeing the visual. So it sucks that only music you hear now is through Instagram or TikTok, like like I don't watch TV, so you know what I mean. I and they don't really play music that's good in the background sometimes. So
No more MTV
Yeah.
jams for real.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
106 in Park.
And I miss like the mysterious part, like, oh, I wonder what this person looks like, or like, you know what I mean, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because like all you hear is their voice first. I'm old school, like, I mean, not old school, but before internet I was alive. Before the internet I was alive, you know what I mean, like
Right.
I seen some shit. So I want to going through that and then coming to now, all the exposure of like the body, or like even what we're saying now is just like we're oversharing sometimes. Even like when girls are showing their body to me, it's like on stuff like that, like you're oversharing. That's how I take it. Like, oh, you're oversharing, like chill, like don't show everybody yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it should be sacred. But if you go to the beach, you're gonna see girls like that all the time. So like that's what really makes me like level out and stop talking
Right.
shit about it, like in my head, you know what I mean, like, oh, just because I'm a father of a girl, so like
Yeah.
in my eyes I'm like, I don't want to see my daughter doing that shit. But it's like, if we go to the beach, you're gonna see this shit anyways, you know what I mean? So it's like, and we go to the beach all the time.
I mean,
I don't
like,
know, I don't
since
know.
the beginning of times, we were naked. You know, we were born into this world naked. But for me, what I will say is like, growing up watching music videos, I always saw video vixens and stuff like that, and a lot of hip hop videos, and it was like, oh, they're cool, like, you know. But I never really wanted to be a vixen, but I admired them. However, being a woman in rap, that like people like, oh, like when you talk about sex or stuff like that, and it's like a lot of male music, they cannot have a song that does not mention a woman's body part, or their visuals do not, like, they have women in them shaking their ass, like,
right.
we bring something to it, so it's like, why not, you know, do both? Me personally, like,
My favorite rapper growing up was Missy Elliott.
and she's phenomenal, and she didn't have to
And
do
she
the
talked about
sexual.
sex. No, she talked about sex all the time.
Exactly, and
But she didn't have to do the exploitation.
Exactly, she didn't have to. And there's a mixture, like, so for me, like, I feel like I have a mixture of both. Like, I'm comfortable wearing less. Like, most of the time, like, I'm probably not wearing much clothes. But
It's like saying less is saying more. Wearing less can be saying more.
it can
too,
be
you know what I'm
saying more. But I also don't want to be in that box of like, every video I'm literally in a bikini, I'm shaking ass. I love to throw ass. I love to throw ass. I love to
I
break
like
dance.
that.
We can break dance.
Oh, you can break dance? I could break dance too.
I could
Oh,
hit a
get the
little
fuck
Chris
out. We
Brown.
could-
You feel
My
me?
neck
Like,
hurts. My neck. Oh, now this neck hurts.
yeah, a little.
Oh,
you know,
shit.
I'll get down to it. Like, that's the thing about me. Like, I have versatility. So like, I love the wow factor of people. Like, there was one, I had an interview, and this girl that was interviewing me, she said that when she went to my page, she thought she was gonna get a bunch of like Sexy Red music and like just like a lot of like
Exploitation.
Yeah. And it was funny to me. My friend, she did not like that. She was like, I didn't like that. I was like, I don't mind it because I love it, because it gives a wow factor, because I have so many different ranges that I go through with my music. So it's like, you can't really box me in. Like, you know, I can make some Sexy Red music and that shit gonna slap, but I also can make a R&B song, or I can make some drill shit. I
can't make any Sexy Red music. I tried. I was like, throw it back.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't have a back to throw. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
you gotta have the ass.
You have to have the ass.
You gotta have the ass to throw it. Like, I can't help you with that one,
I'm throwing all
brother.
spine. Like
BBL type shit.
Nah, no thanks.
There's a lot of noise.
There's a lot of large people.
Oh man.
BBLs, yeah.
But nah, like it's like, I feel like it's more for me, like for you, I get what you're saying, and it's actually,
I'm coming from a dad's perspective.
yeah,
though.
and that's the thing. You're coming from a dad's perspective, but also I respect it in a way of like where you're saying like it's overstimulating in a sense, or it's like
That's what I'm saying.
overwhelming,
It's
and I'm like,
overwhelming,
yeah, it can be like,
I'm not saying don't do it. Do what you need to.
I
get where you
can't
need to
lie.
go,
For me, like Ruby Rose, bad as fuck. But all she does is show her ass on Instagram. And I am no better than a man when it comes to looking at ass. I love ass. Like, she has a banging fucking body, but where's the personality? It's like, that's
It's
where
like you
I
never
come
heard
from. It's
her.
like, bro, like,
you know what's crazy? I never heard her speak.
well, I've heard her speak a few times. Funny enough, I had an opportunity to do reference tracks for her. I did not follow through with that. It like did not follow up the way it needed to. But yeah, like
That's fire.
I like her rap voice. I like a few of her tracks, but then it's like the depth. I'm more of a depth person, so it's like, where's the depth of it? But she's bad as fuck. And that's what everything has come down to. It's like, oh, but she bad as fuck though. And it's like, or
face card.
like, you know, face
Which is
card,
whack,
like
'cause
she
now we listening to some trash ass music.
listen, like, you know, I love Sexy Red, but you want to know why I love Sexy Red? Because she has personality.
She exactly.
And that's the thing. Like, she can talk her shit. She can shake her ass. She's hood as fuck. Like, but she has authenticity. She has personality. Same with Cardi B. She was a stripper. But she talks about politics. She's funny as fuck. She has personality.
I like Cardi B because she reminds me of
the girl around the block.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the people that I've already like grew up with, you know. And,
Yeah.
like, so like I understand that fully. Like,
Yeah.
like for sure.
Can we get real for a second? I got a question.
Can we get
Yes,
real
yes,
first?
yes.
Wow.
That's
since,
fucked up.
So since you had this iffy relationship with your father, did that ever affect you trying to grow a relationship with a significant other?
Yes, it did. Because I wasn't so used to him. Like, not saying that my dad wasn't active. My dad was very much in my life, but there's a difference of being in your life and being present. So back to like what I was saying about being independent and being so strong-minded and like having to be very masculine and feminine as a woman. With relationships, it was kind of hard. Like, I've had like only one long-term relationship, and there were a lot of challenges where I faced like being over masculine in those moments because I was so used to having to protect myself or having to be in control of who I am, or being questioned from a male's perspective of things where I didn't appreciate because I didn't have that really with my dad. So it did affect relationships with like dating and stuff.
Did that make you put a wall up?
It did. I feel like again, I've only been in one long-term relationship. I feel like with dating, I kind of like, I don't know. I got so used to being the man and the woman for myself. So it was like, it was kind of hard to accept things, accept help, or look at it as a way of like, oh, this person genuinely cares about you. Instead, I'd be like, oh, this nigga trying to control me. Like, you're not about to control me. Like, what the fuck you think you're about to do?
What does that mean? Control you?
Like, in
Just
a sense of like,
understand.
I want to say like control me far as like who I am, how I show up as a person and stuff like that. Like
wear this or
not even really wear this. I never really had that. That's one thing. I feel like, again, like my only real relationship, I was a rapper. He found me as a rapper. He knew who I was. So it was like, I think there was points within that relationship where it was like things were expected. And it was like, that's not who I am. So don't try to change me in a sense. But also,
man.
yeah, you
That's
know,
a hard one to let go, expectation.
But also, I feel like I didn't know what healthy forms of love look like from a male perspective either. So there was a battle within that, you know, especially when you grow up in like a single parent household. And then, but also it's like, I've also watched my dad love my stepmom. So there were things about him that I knew that I would want in a partner. I just didn't understand how to articulate that. I get that. I think it was like once I started going through therapy, like my first relationship was a lot of lesson learned. Dating was a lot of lesson learned, but going through therapy and actually like taking time to heal for myself, that's when I really started learning like, okay, a healthy relationship, accepting my dad for who he is, regardless of what the dynamic of our relationship was, that helped me cope with other relationships with other guys and dating, because now it's like, I was looking for something from my dad, but I'm not looking for that anymore because now I know what it is between me and my dad, and I know who he is to me. So I don't need that from anybody else. If that makes sense.
Right. I felt that when you said like, I know who my dad is. I don't need that from anybody else.
Yeah.
You know, because my relationship with like girls is opposite, right? It's like when I have a relationship with a woman, it's like based off what I wanted from my mom to give me. You know what I mean? Because I was raised with my dad.
Oh yeah.
So my mom is the one that I always wanted the relationship with. But funny, I talked to her more than my dad. So it's like, but I've never got to live with her or do none of that stuff because she moved around a lot. So, but I feel that, man. That shit hit home for me. I was like, oh damn, that's true, because a lot of girls I pick are like, you know, I don't know. I feel like my like mothers knows best. So I like when my mom says something, I kind of like I take it with a large grain of salt.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
And also it's like for me, like I watch my mom deal with a lot of shit by herself. 4 kids by herself.
No stepdad, nothing.
No. She had a boyfriend who was like a stepdad to me, like when I was younger for a while. And then that was that. She dated a few times, but nothing too crazy. It was never like a very overly present thing. But even then, my mom was a fucking hustler. My mom got it by any means. Like she did what she needs to do. And then when my brother was killed, that's when she literally was single for like 10 plus years. So like my mom was like by herself. And then she started dating, I want to say like 4 years ago. And unfortunately, her boyfriend just passed in November. So like I've watched her do a lot by herself. So like with that mixed with my dad's relationship, it was very hard for me to just be so feminine and like let someone guide me. But I never really had a lot of people that I felt were strong enough to guide me, being honest. And I think that's just beyond the whole daddy issues part. I think that's just me as a person. Like I didn't have the best choices for partners or people that I chose. Like I didn't think I made the best decisions. But, you know.
On the contrary, you did, because you're here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're here and you're talking about it and able to share it.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing. Not like a
blessing and a lesson.
It happened for you, not to you.
Exactly.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you're open about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself when you're in a relationship with someone, do you talk about stuff like this? Like do you talk about like, oh, you know, we should work on being better versions of ourselves and try to understand, you know, because communication is like that's what I'm working on right now, is trying to communicate better, like without getting angry every single time she opens her mouth. I'm like, oh, like what is it now?
Yes.
You know, I'm trying to like take deep breaths and just like understand. And
I feel like yes. When I was in my long-term relationship,
and not just relationships, like it could be
no,
like
with
friendship.
dating, yeah.
I'm saying
like with friends.
Like just in general, any relationship.
Yeah,
you know?
I think what I was gonna get at was that relationship, I faced a lot of personal battles, and that's when I really went through my deepest depression moment, and I had to realize like a relationship wasn't gonna fix it. The people I were hanging with weren't gonna fix it. Everything I was doing was not gonna fix it until I worked on the internal part of me. And once I started going to therapy and stuff, that's when I really started seeing myself. Like me and my best friend, like I've known her since I was 14, but we just built our friendship over the last 3 years now. It's been like 3 years now. Like, and we're really close. Like, I don't think that our friendship now would have been like that when I was younger because I was so damaged, or like we were just different people in a sense. But now as an adult, there are ways that I can communicate what I need. We communicate really well. Like me and my friends, we have a really great communication style.
Yeah.
I feel like with anybody that comes into my life, they're very respecting of that, and vice versa. I'm big on communication. That's my biggest thing. Like my friends will tell you, like, as long as you communicate with me, I can't help you if you're not communicating with me.
Right,
I can't give you what you want if you can't communicate with me. You know, and I understand that some people don't have the tools to, so I'm empathetic to that, but also as an adult and as someone who's been through that and had to figure out the words and had to use my tools, I think that's a big thing. Like just telling someone, like, people that are meant to be here for you, they're not going to ever get upset with you telling them how you feel.
Being honest, yeah.
And being honest.
Yeah.
There's a way to say things, yeah. There's a way to digest things. Like, I'm big on, like, hey, this is how something made me feel. If you need time to process that, I'm okay with that. If you don't, you want to talk about it now, we can talk about it now. Like, it's just understanding who your person is and reading your person and understanding, like, okay, like for me, I'm far more confrontational than most. And that's something that I've come to terms with, of realizing that just because I'm more confrontational and I can confront something firsthand, like not everybody else can. And I've had a situation like that with one of my good friends, like where we didn't talk for like a little bit because we're two different communication styles. And I had to sit there and ask myself, like, is this someone that I'm willing to lose? And no, that's not a friend that I was willing to lose. So I had to compromise my communication style for their communication style, and it didn't cost me anything. It didn't hurt me.
Yeah.
If anything, it built us stronger, and it helped me put a wall down that wasn't needed for the sake of that friendship, because I was safe with that person. So
That's
knowing
cool.
who you're
That's
safe
cool.
with.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's speaking English, but not everyone's understanding what we're saying, you know?
Yeah.
Because I might be saying something totally different that you might be thinking. You know what I mean?
Like
Yeah.
Gorilla, you don't know what she's saying half the time. What she's saying.
Who?
Gorilla?
Glorilla.
Oh, my bad. See, I don't say it right.
For the love of the music,
Yeah.
Glorilla.
I don't know what she did.
For the love of the
I
music.
don't even know what you're talking about.
This nigga,
This nigga's super high.
yeah, as fuck.
I want to move on to the next segment of the show, which is S.Dot. Sex, drugs, and other things. This is the part of the show. Shout out Big Blizz, by the way. This is the part of the show. It's called Sex, Drugs, and Other Things.
Okay.
And you just give me a truth about one, or like a cool story about one. Sex, drugs, or other things.
Oh.
Bam, 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 bam.
You know what I'm about to talk about. I have a funny story.
And you don't have to say names or nothing. You can just
No,
say the story.
I don't have to say
Alright, okay,
names, but I will. And I
Please
love.
do.
No, I'm not gonna say
Please
names.
do.
I'm not gonna say names. I will tell the stories. Is what I'm saying.
Francisco.
Wait,
I
is
mean,
this
you
for
can say
sex,
names,
drugs,
it's
or other
fine.
things?
This is other things.
Other things,
that
okay.
plays a part
It's a
into
first.
a sexual partner, someone I was dating.
Okay.
I love to tell the story because the story was like one of the biggest like crash out moments for me, but also a
poop on
funny
your bed?
fucking moment.
Did he
Oh
poop
my
it?
God, that is fucking
Oh,
ridiculous.
I thought it was real.
That is ridiculous. That
I
is
thought
crazy.
I guessed it was.
I was like, yo, you're
So-
good. You've been sitting there fucking
Mute. You've
tapping
been
in.
mute the whole time.
So I don't think this story will never not haunt me.
Fucking gold.
I had a guy that I was dating lie about getting locked up on my birthday.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, and this was like and it's
How
not
you lie
like
about that?
What do
no,
you
but let
mean?
me tell
He
you
wasn't
like
trying to see
how
her.
serious this shit was. Like we were like love bombing each other, like basically. Like we were fucking with each other heavy. And he was
bro.
really cool. And again, like I was single for some time now. Like this is after this is after a real long relationship. So
Yo,
I'm like,
imagine what he was going through to have to say some wild shit
no,
like that.
no, fuck that.
let's
Fuck
hear-
that.
let her
The
finish.
only
Hold
thing
on,
that he
'cause-
was
Yo.
going through was being broke. And this is why I'm pissed. Because you could have just fucking said that. But basically we
How old
we
are
were
you?
dating. I'm 28.
No, how old were you
How
then?
old you then?
Oh, this was 2 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is recent.
Yes. This
Listen,
was,
recent, dude.
Was this?
It was
not
you.
last birthday. No, it was my not 2023. This is last year.
Oh shit, it was 1 year.
Well,
Yo,
1
last
year ago.
guy from last year. This
Yeah.
is your fault.
Fuck you.
Francisco.
He already knows how I felt, so it doesn't even fucking matter. But basically, like, you know, we were like
Free Francisco.
dating, and he doesn't live here. He lives in Canada.
Oh, now we really
So-
know who it is.
We don't like Drake. Yeah, I don't like Drake. Drake, you right.
Drake. So,
ready
but
for
at the time he was here a lot, so we were like really dealing with each other, whatever. He had went to Canada for a little while, and my birthday was coming up. Like, one thing about it, we started dating a little bit before my birthday, probably like a few months before that. So like, I wasn't like caught up on him doing anything. Like, I made my plans and I made sure that I was gonna have a good time regardless. Like, I was like, I'm gonna get a room at the Omni. I'll do a dinner. Like, me
Isn't
and my
that
friends
place
might go to the
haunted?
club. What'd you say?
Isn't that place haunted?
I
Would you
hope
let her
not.
talk? She's trying to tell a story. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so like, I already knew what I wanted to do. I'm like, me and my friends will probably go to a club or something. Like, we'll figure it out. And he was like, yeah, like, I'm gonna get another room. And I'm like, why are you gonna get another room? He's like, oh, like, just in case your friends want to stay over, like, they can stay in your room. Like, we'll have another room for us. I'm like, oh, that's nice, but I'm still gonna get a room. Like, you know? So if that, just like, listen to all these points. So I'm just like, okay, whatever, cool. He's like, yeah, like, I'll be there soon or whatever. At this point, we're talking about like possibly like making things official too. So that's
shit.
another thing.
He's gonna want you.
So I'm crying. Like, actually, like,
Man's getting married.
boyfriend and girlfriend him. So my birthday weekend, I had a show,
I gotta roll
and I
up.
was dropping my EP. Go ahead. I was dropping my EP. So it was, my birthday's August 19th. So August 17th, we were on the phone. We were talking. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave at night, and then I'll be there like early in the morning, the day before your birthday or whatever. We'll go out, get some brunch, check into the hotel.
Was he driving?
Yeah. He was driving.
From
So
Canada?
yeah, mind you, it's not that far. It's not that far. And I'll
it's
tell you
like
why I know that.
6 hours.
5.
4 hours. No,
Yeah,
Five.
but I don't know. You
Yeah.
got here from wherever you came from. You were quicker, so I don't know.
Yeah, so he was like, I'm like, why are you driving? You're not flying? He was like, oh no, like, I'm gonna drive. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, you know, that's fine. So the night before my birthday weekend, it was a show. Shiz Capo had a show, The Range.
Shout out Shiz
Shout
Capo.
out Shiz. So like, I'm texting
Fucking
him
of course.
because he was supposed to let me know, like, yo, I'm gonna be leaving soon. Like, by the time my show was over, he was gonna be like heading out. So I'm calling him, and he's on a fucking stream. He's
What?
streaming. So he's streaming at a friend's house. Like, he did like their gamer streams and shit like that, or like the
Oh,
YouTube reacts,
Francisco.
like those type of streams.
Yeah.
Francisco, right?
Fucking
So
Francisco.
I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm kind of lit too. So I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, when are you coming? Like, I'm being a girl. So I'm being difficult. Like, what the fuck? Da da da. He's like, nah. Like, I'm gonna be leaving soon. I'm leaving soon. Like, chill. Like, I'm leaving. I'm alright, bet. So at this point, I'm home. I'm about to get ready to go to bed. He's like, I'm literally driving. I'm about to start driving. I'll be there by 7 a.m. or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. I doze. He was gonna call me once he starts making his drive, but I end up falling asleep. Obviously, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I wake up at like 5 in the morning
3 hours.
to a bunch of texts. I still have them in my
Oh,
phone.
why would you do that?
Wow.
To a bunch of texts and missed phone calls.
To use them as an album
Babe,
cover.
please,
That's
please,
fire.
please wake up, wake up. I'm getting locked up at the border. Call his friend and tell him to call my lawyer. So I'm panicking. So I'm like, I go to my cousin. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. She's like, yeah, he called me because apparently he was planning surprises with my cousin for my birthday. So he was going to get me the penthouse at Omni, like the penthouse suite.
The haunted place?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Not
no.
the haunted place.
This
This
is
is a newer
expensive.
one.
This is expensive.
So he was going to get a penthouse, 400 roses, the whole shebang.
Oh, Drake.
Yeah, Drake was in his bag.
He was
He
in
might
there.
have had a Van Cleef for me. So like, I knew his
Right.
I knew his family. So me and his family are pretty cool. So I'm like, okay, let me try to see if we can try to call his like mom or somebody, like, I'm trying to help him out. Mind you, I have a song where I said, don't go inside no cell because I don't got you, baby. I don't do niggas that do jail.
No.
But at this point, I'm pretty invested. And, like, for you to text me like that, I'm like, oh, my fucking God. Like, I'm crying. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, my birthday is not going to be the same. He's not going to be with me. But I still had my room. I still had my plans. I was
still going to have a party, though.
I was still going to do what I needed to do.
He's in jail, but I'm still going to have a party.
So I'm, like, sick. I'm trying to help. But, like, my friend who knows him is just like, I don't know. Like, something's just not right about this. So I'm like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, you're just being a fucking weirdo. Like, why the fuck would anybody lie about this? My birthday dinner comes up. So, like, that weekend, I was pretty sick. I was pretty sad. My birthday comes in. I checked into my hotel the day before that. I was so fucked up at FET. Shout out to FET. Guys, go to FET. If you want to have a great time, go to FET. I was fucked up. My best friend had to come pick me up from FET. I was drunk. I was there for like 4 hours just drinking and talking to the bartender. Yeah, so my brother's girlfriend, also shout out to Nessie. If you guys ever need a bottle girl at FET, check in with her.
Nessie, what up? What up, Nessie?
She works there. So like I was just chilling and vibing, and then it was my birthday, so people like stopping by saying hi, chilling, and then she came and got me. I was crying in the car like, can't believe he's locked up, blah blah blah. My birthday comes, birthday dinner. I get a text from a random number. Hey babe, enjoy your birthday. I know this isn't exactly what was planned. Love you. Like, enjoy your day.
How
like,
the fuck you texting me, nigga? How you
so
texting
me, so fucking, I'm like, nah, he had to either make a phone call to someone and they're texting me for him. Like, I'm like, okay, like, I still in my mind, like, I don't understand why somebody would go this far with the lie. So, like, I'm texting his friend, seeing, like, when is he gonna get out? Like, did you call his lawyer? His friend is, like, kind of, like, brushing me off, like, not trying to respond.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, yeah, something's not right. I don't know. I end up putting two and two together. Some way, somehow. Because this story is fucking long. I put two and two together. I get a sneaker page that watches my story on Instagram. And it's in, like, Florida. And I'm like, who could this be? But I'm like, I think he has a sneaker store, like, in Florida or something. Like, so I'm like, could it be someone that knows him? I don't know. And I'm literally sitting on my bed like Inspector Gadget. And then I go to Snapchat and I noticed that I couldn't, we weren't friends anymore. Like, I tried to add him and it was like, user not found. So I went to my cousin. So me and my cousin and her friend were literally getting in the car to smoke and go get food. So I'm like, yo, let me see your Snap. I added him. So I said, oh, okay. So now this is getting fucking crazy. So now we call his phone, no caller ID off her friend's phone, and someone picks up. Hello? It's not him. It's his friend though. Hello? Keep in mind, he got locked up at the border at 4 a.m. Nobody has his shit, right?
Did you say hello?
His friend picks up. So I call off my number. So I'm like, yo, hey, is this such and such? And he's like, yeah. What's up? I'm like, oh, like, how did you get his phone? Like, he's like, oh, I picked it up at the border. I'm like, oh, you picked it up at the border? At this point, I know you're fucking lying because you got locked up at 3 a.m. Nobody was around. Your friend wasn't even around because we had to call him in the morning to tell him to call your fucking lawyer. So how the fuck did you get to the border so fast? Like, you guys are not good. So I'm like, oh, well, I have some time off. I was going to come out there to the court date or whatever. He's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, so you have the lawyer's number? He's like, oh, yeah. You want the lawyer's number? Yeah. You want the lawyer? You can tell someone's like coaching him in the back. And then he goes, hold on 1 second. All you hear is,
he kept repeating the question. That's
all you hear is, like, you know how, like, people in the back, like, talking, like,
that shit sucks. Who is this guy?
Bro, Francisco.
Francisco. She fucking gets it. Francisco.
So I'm like, what the fuck? But now I'm so invested that I've been lied to. I'm taking it up a notch. I end up texting him and his two friends in the group chat the next day. Like, all of you guys deserve a round of applause for this fucking Tyler Perry play that he just put together. You're a fucking dickhead. And yeah, you guys are fucking stupid. Do you know the same friend decides to still hit me up and like, yeah, so he gets out tomorrow. I said, no worries. I'll be there tomorrow. I literally booked a bus ticket, went to Canada the next day. I mean, no, that night. Yeah.
Did you see him?
Oh yeah, I saw him. And his reasoning.
Did you see him at the police station?
Oh no, he got out that day. Like, he got out right before I got there. He got out. Allegedly. He got out. He showed me papers. The papers were like from like fucking like when he ever got locked up before, but like he tried to like hide the date on it. But he ends up pulling up on me and basically tells me like he got arrested that night, but he got out the same night, but he took it as a sign not to come, and that the police took his car with all of my gifts in it, and I still don't have those gifts to the day.
Damn.
Yeah, so
Hold on, what did he buy you? Let's
He
hear
got
it.
a green card.
I don't know. I was surprised. I don't know what he got me. I still don't know. But yeah,
It's a
like
hotel room he was gonna get.
yeah, like that shit probably the funniest fucking traumatic story that's ever happened to me.
That's
like
what you get for dating an Uber driver.
a fucking Uber driver.
Francisco.
I'm crying. That shit was pretty fucking hilarious. Like
Hey, at least he didn't poop on your bed.
at least he didn't poop on my bed.
Why?
What happened to
Have
you?
someone
Yeah.
pooped on your
Who?
bed?
Yeah. Who pooped on your bed?
Did you poop on someone's bed?
Yeah, he did. Look at his face.
He's looking like
Why
it.
you backing up?
Yeah.
He's like
Backing up. I'm
he's
just
on
saying.
my
I
bed.
didn't poop
He's
on
like,
nobody's bed.
He's like,
He's
whoa.
like,
getting
"Run out."
overwhelming.
So I
Oh
gotta
my
go.
god, I gotta take a shit.
This is getting.
My
Everybody
stomach
was coming
My
at me.
stomach's
at once.
rumbling. I gotta take a shit.
Nah, but yeah,
I felt
that's probably the funniest story I love to share.
That's hilarious.
So like,
you spent your birthday doing that shit?
well, no, this
hear
was
the-
after my birthday. My birthday, me and my friends, we went to dinner, and then we went to Fet, and my friends surprised me with a bottle. They played my song. I had a really good, which was crazy because it was like sad, but that was like one of my best birthdays.
But you,
And then,
was your
like-
mind in it?
It was like 2 days after. It was like a day after.
But was
it?
your mind in it because you knew?
Oh
he
yeah, it
locked
was.
up? Okay.
But I was so fucking lit. I was enjoying it, and I
Okay.
think there was moments like towards the end, like someone like I think it was a friend that I saw. Yeah. Yeah, like by the time dinner happened, like I was starting to feel the love, like my dad, my stepmom, my mom, my grandmother. Like I've never had like all my family come out for my birthday, so it was really like memorable. And like everyone's gifts were so fucking thoughtful. Like my friends didn't make it a thing to like, they made sure that I wasn't fucking sulking. So like that's what made my birthday so much more special.
Damn, we gotta tell her. I like that.
Yeah,
that's a life hack.
Like
Before your next birthday,
Yeah.
2 days before, you tell people, "Damn, my girl just broke up with me, and I have a birthday party. I have a birthday party booked at this club."
That's fire.
Yo,
My girl got arrested in Mexico.
shh, don't say
In
nothing.
Southwater.
Don't say nothing.
Mexico.
You hear the helicopters?
Nah, but yeah,
Oh,
like
they already got us.
Yeah,
Damn,
they
that
got us,
fucking
yeah.
life hack.
but listen, like they made that birthday really fucking special, to be honest. Like, so it was really hard for me to be sad. It was just like once, like after I checked out the hotel and I had some time on my hands, and I was like, I'm done being sad. Something's not right here.
She did a first day.
Now it's time to be a YN. And I got the fuck on that bus. Like literally, that shit
What's
was
a
funny.
YN?
A young nigga.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I was like, yeah, okay, that's exactly what I thought you were talking about.
But yeah,
Abbreviation.
crash out. You feel me?
That's
so
funny,
like
man.
that was pretty fun though. I think that was probably like one of my funniest crash out moments. I've had crash out moments which I'm not very proud of, but like that was like one of the funniest things because I had time. Like I literally was like, oh, why not go to Canada for a fucking day? I went to Montreal. It was beautiful.
Montreal's the shit. That's the only place I've
Yeah,
been
I
over
had the
there.
best
I
fucking
love it over
espresso
there.
martini
You just
there.
walk around and shit happens.
I tried what was it? Salmon tartare. I'd never had tartare before. It was so fucking good.
What's tartar?
That's like a
It's
fish.
like raw, like they do like beef tartare and all this
Like
weird
sushi?
shit. I'm
Ew.
not eating, yeah.
Raw beef?
But I don't eat raw
Fucking
sushi.
Viking?
But the tartare, the salmon tartare was pretty good. It was like
It's
a
'cause-
Mexican
it's 'cause
flavored
they're
one.
salty over there.
No, I eat sushi.
They are.
But
That's super
tartar,
You
like
you see what happened
yeah,
to Francisco?
Francisco.
tartar beans.
Hey, guy
beans
behind
what,
the
raw?
wall. What's YN
Beans raw?
again?
Does
I
tartare
can't
mean
say
raw?
it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. But I'm not doing no beef tartare. That's crazy.
Guy behind the wall. What's why you
I can't say it.
What did you say?
You're Mexican. You can say what you want.
What's
No, I can't
YN?
say it.
What's
No, I
YN?
can't
Nah.
say it.
Yeah.
I'm
He
not-
can't
YN
say
guy
it.
behind the
wall.
Don't set him up on here.
I need to keep my green card with me.
Yo, so you have anything coming out that you want people to know about? Like,
Yes. I have a few things coming out
First day out track featuring Francisco.
featuring Francisco.
just cross the border.
Just
Featuring Francisco.
On the moose with some
Yo,
syrup.
you know what it's a boot? You know what it's a boot?
what song? Oh, it's not out. It never came out, and it's Honestly, I never wrote a real diss track. I think I might have to go back into the thing. I mind you, literally on my way there, I was writing a diss track. Like on my way to Canada, I started writing one.
Showed up instead of rapping to him, like instead of like talking to him, she starts rapping to him. Fuck you, you liar,
lying ass
Lying.
bitch.
So when he would text you, would he text A too? Like how you doing? Hey, you know, they always say.
Hey, wait, what?
You know, they always say,
How you doing?
Oh, hey, I'm crying.
They don't say
no.
yo anymore. They say
Yeah,
T.
yeah,
Nah.
say we.
He lived in both sides, so like he had the Canadian like voice, like that high pitch, but it wasn't too Canadian.
Was he Dominican?
Like.
Oh, should have knew right
Nah.
there.
There's mad Dominicans over there.
I'm crying. Is there?
They have Dominican. They have bachata festivals up there.
I'm crying. I never knew that.
I think it's in Toronto.
But yeah,
Or
back
Quebec.
back to the
Quebec or
Drops.
Toronto.
the bears you killed for those boots. How many did you have to?
honestly, it was just a cub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
I had to fight the mom off to take the cub though.
You from Dorchester? That was easy.
That
Yeah,
shit
that
was
was
light
easy.
work for me.
And you know what's crazy? That's right by the zoo.
I told her. I said chill or you're next. I told her.
I mean, if there's a fucking a footless bear at the zoo, you know what happened? It was fucking Chelley.
Yo, it was me. It's me. But yeah, I have a few.
Chelley with the Shetty.
I have a few singles coming out next. I am working on a EP. So some people know that I went viral on TikTok for Tomorrow Freestyle. It was Glorilla's song. I went like viral, like over 100 million views on that. Yeah, Kehlani did videos to a lot of like celebrities did videos to it, and now it's actually still trending right now. It's like some challenge where girls are like setting their boyfriends up, where they're like singing the song, and like I'm gonna be that bitch today and still gonna be that bitch tomorrow, bitch. But they have their boyfriend do it in like a sassy way by himself.
And it's your voice?
Yeah, and it's
That's
my voice.
fire.
So it's funny as fuck. So it's been still fucking trending like crazy.
Yeah, we should
So-
do one just to add to it. Let's do
Literally,
it.
we can do one after this. Let's all do one. So, basically, I'm gonna do a follow-up EP for that. It's probably gonna be called The Weekend. So tomorrow freestyle, I'm gonna do a song called Today, and then I'm probably gonna do Yesterday, as the last song.
And these are all adding up for the EP. Just gonna be
Yeah.
called, what you said again?
The Weekend.
The Weekend.
So basically, it's just to follow up for the Tomorrow track. Everyone loves it. That's like my most viewed, most played song all over the place. So I want to keep that momentum, and also the follow up track's gonna be fucking fire. But the next single I'm dropping is Head Top. I teased that on Instagram. I'm so excited to fucking drop that. And yeah, I can't wait to drop all these songs that I have. I feel like I've been putting a lot of work in. Like I have like a vault of like fucking R&B songs ready.
Is it profitable?
What, the songs?
Yeah, because of like if you're being viewed 100 million times on TikTok.
So
Like, I just got my publishing the other day, and I saw that TikTok is like 0.006 or something.
TikTok is like
But
for
it's-
like
it's
distribution.
It's the highest paid streaming.
Yeah, so distro, it's I'm making a lot of money from that song. I will say, like, I'm making the most money from that song. I will say, because it's being like streamed everywhere. Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, especially. So like it's bringing me the most income far as that song, versus like my EP. My EP was like at like a very low amount for a while, and that shit was dropped in like 2018, and then I just dropped this fucking one fucking freestyle, and that shit just started doing fucking numbers like crazy. So yeah, I'm excited to follow up with that. But I do have some shit coming out. I've also been working on a lot of like more content as far as like breaking down a lot of my songs that I do have out. I think there was a point where I was more personable, where people didn't really dig into my artistry, so I've taken a lot of stuff down on my Instagram so people can focus more on my artistry, and I've made more of my content geared towards that. So like
Same, I did the same.
yeah, so I'm gonna be doing more YouTube videos talking about my songs and how I came about them, and breaking down the process of writing and stuff like that. I've done a few videos on my Instagram channel, which you guys can go look at, and also just cross branding my food business as well as my makeup business. So
Oh, you have a food business?
yep, Michelle's Kitchen. I actually just dropped a Reels before I came here. I did my first Soulful Sunday episode, so I'm going to be doing that every first Sunday of the month. And
That's
I
cool,
also
man.
do makeup, so that's where I was known as the rap and makeup artist, because that's what I started doing before music.
Do you ever use like the spices and stuff on the makeup?
What the
Like
fuck?
someone has like fucking like
Peppery.
cayenne pepper on their face on accident. You're like,
I'm crying.
my bad.
That's
I forgot where I was
funny.
at. I thought it was Sunday.
That's mad funny. No, I have not.
This is mayonnaise.
Yeah, this is
Sesame
mayonnaise.
seeds.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is concealer.
My girl does a lot of that. She does like a lot of like, you know, like not holistic, but like, you know, she uses natural remedies and shit to make like face mask and hair mask. And,
Oh yeah.
And like
I
all that
love
kind of
it.
shit.
I love
Yeah.
doing DIY like skincare products and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
My daughter's into that shit.
Yeah, my favorite is oats and coconut oil as an exfoliating scrub, or like lemon juice and turmeric. Those are some good
I
some
love
good
turmeric.
things. Yeah, turmeric's great for everything, like for lightening your skin and everything. So I love that. I don't do it often, but I do it sometimes. But yeah.
And I believe in, I'm not sure if it's Cambodia or China or somewhere, but in those kind of Asian parts of the world, they use turmeric to bathe. And that's what
They
keeps
have the
that's what keeps
best
their
skin.
skin, the really, really nice and
Yeah.
tight and like, you know what I mean?
I'm getting into the Korean skincare. The Korean skincare is A1.
A1?
It's A1.
It's A1. For you that don't know, go to the Korean skincare page on TikTok.
No bullshit.
You know what I mean? And when you
Boom.
do it, play her
Wow.
song in the background.
Real.
And
Play Chelley Marie.
Not
Yeah,
the
I mean-
north side either.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah. Yo, so it was a pleasure having you. It's always fun to have women here because we don't hardly get any people to come. It's all guys. It's like fucking, but I love it because it's a different energy, and we even act different. We act a little more respectable. Like we're just chilling, and like
Yeah,
we try to
yeah.
be on our best behavior because you know we don't want to
Yeah.
look like idiots. You know what I mean? But when those guys say we're like, I'm about picking our boogers, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, farting.
Yeah,
shit.
we're farting and shit. I farted, but you
Pooping
didn't
on
hear it.
beds.
I smelled
Pooping
it.
on bed.
I
Pooping
smelled
on
it.
bed. No,
Yeah.
that was the cub.
That's crazy.
I still managed.
Not
to say
actually, it
some
was him
wild
because he
shit.
pooped.
He did.
I didn't poop.
Is
You
there
sure?
anything? Is there anything you want to tell the world before we go?
I didn't poop in nobody's bed.
All right. You had to clarify that.
Guy
Clear
behind the
name.
wall. Anything you want to give the world before we leave?
That though.
I like that.
But I've heard of
Me and
people-
Guy behind the wall, we got some business to take care of too.
Okay. Guy
She's
behind the
getting me
wall.
my green
Nah,
card.
he didn't say
Yep.
that. He didn't say what YN was.
Yeah. What was
I
YN again?
did.
No, I can't say it. Stop it.
Y'all gonna make me have to beat up the guy behind the wall?
No, not again.
That's
Is there,
okay.
is there anything you want to tell the young ladies in this world or Francisco that's watching right now?
Fuck you, Francisco.
That's gonna be the title
But
of
to
the
all
book.
my ladies, don't ever believe a guy if he ever says he get locked up on his fucking birthday. No, sir. Honestly, I want to say continue to be the baddest bitch, no matter the storm, no matter the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Be you. Because I'm going to be that bitch today and still going to be that bitch tomorrow. Bitch.
We need an acronym for bitch.
Yeah.
Because, like, be into cosmetics, ho.
Be into cause. That's actually funny as fuck, though.
Is that the title of the
Be into
podcast?
cooking.
Baddies in
Honky.
baddies in the cosmetics hoe. Something. But I like that. I like where you're going with
Something.
that.
Big. Big igloos. Wait,
International.
it's not there. Big igloos can turn houses.
You almost
Fuck
spelled it
Francisco.
right.
I think we
Fuck
spelling,
Francisco.
I think we spelling
Yeah, yeah.
B-I-T-C-H wrong. But it's okay.
You
It's
almost,
all right.
you almost
That-
got it right.
The,
you almost got
the
it right.
guy- the idiotic part is coming out.
Yes, big idiot that can't spell.
Wow.
All right. I love you guys. Peace.
Bye.
Hello.